Hi guys, Nick of Nicktastic Art. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel. It means a lot to me. If you could do anything for me, it would be to hit that like button. Helps the YouTube algorithms. So this evening, we're going to do the first of 3 in a series. That's basically what I'm calling the double pour. So this is a pour on top of a pour that's blocked out and then highlighted at the end. So we're going to do 3 of these. One's going to be deep browns and earthy neutral colors. And then we're going to do one with pops of red and gold. And we'll do another one that has some blue in it. So look forward to those videos. Thanks again for stopping by. Join me on this journey. And here are the dried results for the red one. Now, interestingly enough, I do like this one, but I think I just got a little too busy with the tape. Because it's just, there's so many different directions going every which way. So as you guys had seen before, come in here on some sections, done the highlighting that we talked about. I decided that section right there needed the light to be coming through those 2 sides, so they differentiate a little bit from some of the other ones. It's not as good as the blue one, either of the blue ones actually that I've done. It's a good piece, but just there's a lot going on in this one. So that's my takeaway, is that I've learned to be more purposeful in the tapings of the sections and not to just tape just to tape. So it's like when you get ready to go out, and your grandmother always said, when you're finished getting ready, take one piece of jewelry off from how you dressed yourself. Or at least that's one of my things that my grandmother always used to say. Thanks for stopping by. Find your bliss. Hi guys, we've got a dried canvas here. As you can see, it's very pretty. Got a Rose Madder basis with some deep azo. And what we're going to do is we're going to tape this up for the technique that I've been messing around with. And I will fast forward this, but I thought I would show you the taping process. So here we go. Basically what I look for is really pretty areas that I want to keep in this particular base to show. And then we'll do the other pour on top. Okay, now that we've got it all taped, What I noticed between doing this a couple times now, the best approach, number one, make sure your surface is clean. I was doing a pour earlier, so got a little bit of wet paint in a couple spots, so I'm just moving my cover. What I like to do now is to actually push from the back side of the canvas to really, this is just a tool, to just really make sure that tape is down so that the parts, the paint pour that I'm about to do doesn't, I just stuck my hands in paint. It never fails. I can't stay clean even when I'm just taping a canvas up. This is the same as when I paint like walls or a house, you know, the outside of a house. I get so dirty when I paint, no matter what I'm painting. I think paint just wants to be a part of me. That's my conclusion to this. So I'm just pushing down to make sure that the tape is really bound to the canvas everywhere where I've got it laid down. And I will tell you a couple things that I've learned. So I try not to have too much tape overlapping where I'm going to pull. And by that I mean, so these little guys are touching, and that means that when I pull up, I'm going to pull this piece right here, and I'm going to pick up this piece and all these little guys as I go. And this one right here that's touching that middle one, I'm not going to be able to get that middle one released without pulling this one up also. So when I'm pulling, now I've got two different directions. And what happens is I normally touch some portion of this tape to the pour and make it oopy, basically, where I don't want to. So I'm going to actually layer that one underneath this one for that very reason. And then I'm going to have to push right there again to make sure it's flat. Okay, we are back with our flip cup ready to go. I've got warm beige, a burgundy, a brilliant red, a ball gown mixed with gold. So we've got a lot of really fun colors. I am going to flip cup it right on the center. We're going to roll it around until it goes out. And we should get some really interesting activity here with all this this combination of colors. So just going to let that sit there for a moment. And then we'll pop the seal here. Pop. Just helping it move around. We're going to get one of my spatulas to, there we go, get the information. I don't know what information we're getting out of the cup, but apparently we're getting information. Right. Then we're going to start tilting it around slowly. I'm going to take that over. It's very pretty colors. Okay, we are back to do some shadowing. So again, I got excited about taking off the tape, and so I did that without you guys on the screen, and I've actually started doing the shadowing. So what I do first is I determine where the light source is coming from. So in this case, in my mind, the light source is over here. And so because of that, everything that's on the bottom side of the lighter, right here, you can see I've already gone ahead and I've done the darker shadows. But I didn't finish all of the dark on here because I thought we would do that together. I will probably speed this up as well. So the brush I use is a very thin, long brush. And for the shadow paint, I actually know some art theory about how shadows are not supposed to be completely black. And I don't know if you guys can see that. So that is not an actual black. You can see there's a brownish gold tint in that black. And that's what I used for the shadowing of the sides I've already finished. Oops, get that little bit of fluff off there. So you can see the dark that I've already shadowed here, just kind of incorporating that into the piece to kind of represent that the bottom and the side, since the light source is over here, of these is going to be my shadow for the dark. So what I typically do is run about a quarter of the way, run again about a quarter of the way, and oops. The great thing about that is if you get it on the top piece, you can just wipe it off because that top piece is dried. And when I run that, you can also kind of slide your finger along there if you get too much on there, like I've done there. So you can see it just comes right back off. So just gonna clean that one up a little bit here. And I may not be able to talk through this entire portion. Yeah, I got a little bit over there, so we're just gonna slide that off. And that'll be the bottom shadow for that particular box or corner piece. And then we're gonna run this up. I normally do this a little closer to me so I can see that. So I got a little wide on that one. Just gonna drag my finger along, kind of clean up that shadow there. You can use baby wipes too if this doesn't shadow appropriately or you get it too far out. Because I know that if you rub lightly, an alcohol wipe is not going to hurt the cured paint. And just cleaning up that side right there. Sometimes you have to go over twice. Yeah, I've got to bring this a little closer. I forgot why it was turned this way originally. Oh, no, we're going to go all the way upside down. That'll be good. Yeah, I was way too far away for me to be able to do this one properly. Yeah, we're just going to clean him up a little bit. But you can see that's basically how it goes. You can let it dry, and if you feel like there was not an even application of your shadow, you can go back over it like I just did on that box. So we'll bring this around so you can kind of see. So that box, there was a little lighter on the one side, so I just went back over it. And I keep going, and again, I do the two sides that are opposite of the light, and then for the opposite, let me just clean my brush up here a little bit. We're going to use a different approach, which is basically, this is TLP ball gown mixed with some gold, mixed with some white. So I do those three, so there's a translucent in here, and I'm just going to get my brush wet in that again so I can get the dark out of the brush. There we go. Yep, okay. And then what we're going to do is the exact same thing, except this time it's going to be on the opposite side. So I'm going to use this little box right here in the center. And we're going to do the same thing that we just did on the opposite side. And I know it looks bright, but it's going to dry darker. And I did just get it all over just then. And that's the great thing about this approach. Once I straighten out the line here. I normally do this with music on, it helps me concentrate. So just picking that line up a little bit more. Then I can also just wipe the top of that, and we'll go the other direction. Just taking that off there. Just gonna get that set so I know where I'm gonna stay in. for the shading. And just put a little bit more right there. Take him around the corner. So that's my two sides to the shadow. Again, assuming the light source is coming from up top here. And I will go around all the boxes. Maybe clean this one up. With that shadowing to kind of create that effect that we saw on the other one. So that's actually it in a nutshell.